Hello, everybody. Oh, look at this. Episode 29. I guess I didn't put it up for you, but I see the title card now because we don't have Andrew here. And it's episode 29, The Palace of Heart's Desire. This is Wild Beyond the Witchlight. My name is Bob. I'll be your dungeon master for tonight. And we got the Witchlight crew back. Just the crew. No extra guests, no extra fluff. We've got the core group back. Mike, Dasha, Christian, and Randall. How's it going, everybody?
It's going great. I'm excited.
Going good.
Yeah.
I didn't read any of the text messages you sent me, the strain of text that we had, but I did happen to see one when it came in, and I think it was Dasha said, "I'm so excited to play tonight." That's all I read. It's all that came up on my, the little notification. What was that? Was that about? Was that regarding?
All that means is that you just didn't read my text messages.
Wait, were the rest of them all you?
That was a very roundabout way of saying, "Hey, Randall, I didn't read any of your specific text messages."
Wait, was that you were the only one texting them?
I was the only other person that sent text messages besides Dasha, man.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, then, yes, I didn't read your texts.
I'm happy that I'm high on your list of priorities.
Like
to
I
read
said,
my text, not Randall's. Yeah.
Right. Like I said, just came in, so I have, can't take all the credit. But I assume you were excited about the game.
Yeah, definitely excited about the game. I think as a player, like we're getting towards that finale. We feel that crescendo of like emotions, and also we're kind of on a high right now because we actually did not terribly fail at fighting a hag. We actually did pretty well. So I'm excited as a player, and I think my character is probably feeling pretty excited because she's about to maybe find what she's been looking for all this time, or who she's been looking for all this time.
That's right, your brother. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We'll see. Randall, were you excited in the text messages? Were you excited for tonight?
I was excited. I was excited. Now that I know that you just specifically ignored my text messages, I will say I'm 1/6 less excited. No, I'm very excited to see what happens. I badly want to kill these hags. I don't even remember what the quest was from the beginning anymore. I'm just here to kill hags now.
Well, speaking of
turning
murdering,
into Geralt of Rivia.
Speaking of murdering hags, there's something I told you all just before we went on that we're going to go live with this. I don't know if you've caught on. People at home, I think, have definitely caught on if you've been watching multiple streams. But you could all blame CJ for this because he started doing this in Tomo-chan, and I thought it was a great idea. Some little icebreaker questions at the start of a game just to get people going and get the viewers to know and understand us a little bit better, who we are as people, realize how terrible and awful we are. So the question I posed on... Oh, I got children yelling at me in the background. They just want to say goodnight. So, my little gremlins upstairs. But just to touch on this, I posed a question in my YouTube community tab last week before the GT, the Warhammer GT and everything, which went swell this weekend. They posted about it a ton, so check out social media. But before this, I posted about favorite horror movies because I was in the spooky mood, I've seen the classics. So I asked my Keep on the Borderlands crew the same question, and they came up with a whole slew of answers. Some I agreed with, some I didn't even think are horror movies. But now to you, I ask a different one. What's the most overrated horror movie? For whatever reason, in your opinion, what is the most overrated? Just when you see it come on, you're like, oh God, this again. What is that to you? Who would like to start? I'll start. You ready for this one? Halloween. Overrated, overhyped. It's just dumb. And on top of it all, the best Halloween movie is Halloween 3, which Michael Myers is not even a part of. So there you go, everybody. There's my hot take. Halloween 3, it's overrated, not cool, not interesting. Haven't watched a Halloween movie since Halloween H2O. I believe, who was in that movie? I think it was LL Cool J. Something like that. But anyway, that's my most overrated Halloween movie of all time. What about you? Randall, I feel like you got something cooking there.
Yeah, no, I do. Actually, it's kind of serendipitous that you jumped to me because it's very similar. Mine is the classic horror movie, Disney original Halloween Town 3. It's just so overrated.
I have to Google
can't-
this.
What? How
I
do you hate
can't-
Halloween Town?
it doesn't hold true to the original. It changes all the good characters and actors. Everybody's grown up. Nothing matters anymore. There's also a weird B story about how trolls and humans want to do it. It's a terrible horror movie. It's not even scary, people.
Doesn't look scary from the
But-
Google images.
Do you like the
Yeah.
first two?
Love them.
Okay, all right.
No,
I'll-
all right.
I love the first one, but
I was good.
Hot
I
take.
would agree. I would agree with Randall then.
I've never heard of this till 4 seconds ago when you said it.
On Disney Plus, probably.
I have never
It
heard
prob-
of this.
does Disney Plus actually have like all of the like early 2000 Disney movies?
Probably.
They have a lot of
Really?
them. Yeah,
Man, now I actually kind of want to get Disney Plus.
you can
Disney
watch all
Plus,
sorts.
a great viewing service. Please sponsor our program.
Wow, interesting. I have to take a look at the original Halloween Town. But Christian, you agree kind of. What about you? What's your least favorite?
I
most
mean,
overrated.
I hate horror movies like with a passion. I don't touch them. I don't look at them. I don't want to be anything about the horror. I was even hesitant with Supernatural when you first approached me. It's gonna be a horror. It's gonna be horror scene. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I can do the horror. It's not. And you was like, no, it won't be too scary. But I feel like for overrated, I'd probably have to pick like the Purge movies. I feel like I hear a lot of people
Ooh.
talk about that all the time, and
He's
I
never
hear, like,
seen them.
reviews. Never seen them.
He's,
Never seen them.
but they're overrated.
Based on a lot of people's reactions, they're like, ugh. And so I'm gonna say the
so-
Purge.
Christian's going with the Purge on a hunch.
And sorry if I upset anyone. Don't
Yeah,
this was Bob's question, not mine.
there we go. Mike, what about you? I feel like you gotta like some horror movies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been leveling up my character. I have no idea what we're doing.
That's all right. We're talking about our least favorite Halloween or horror movies.
My least favorite horror
Yeah,
movie?
or an overrated one that you see and you're just like, oh god, this again.
Geez, I don't really know. I'm not a huge horror guy, but I like it. I think one of my favorite, if you're asking me that, is actually a Netflix series. But as far as like overrated, I don't know.
They're
maybe
all
Jeepers-
overrated.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeepers Creepers. I'm just naming a random 2000 shitty horror movie. House of Wax. I don't know.
You're
something that's
probably
apparently pick something that's got like really shitty reviews, and I imagine it's probably a pretty shitty horror movie.
that's probably true. One of those. Although Jeepers Creepers, not terrible, but House of Wax I didn't see. Dasha, what about you?
I, like Christian, stay away from horror movies. I am not a fan. I think they're all kind of overrated, but I will say as a child, I really enjoyed, I wouldn't say horror books, but scary stories, like ghost books. If anyone ever read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, or if anyone even saw the front cover of those books, that was enough to give you a nightmare. And I loved those books because I liked making up the horror in my own brain and like envisioning it. I think I don't like the like loudness or the in your face like quality of a lot of horror films, like the jump scares. Not a fan, but I love the books. I would
I could see that.
totally. I loved books where there's like, it's the classic trope of like kids' parents need to move to a random small town because of a job. Kid is lonely and has no friends. Finds a random friend that like happens to live nearby, and then finds out like, oh, that little girl died 50 years ago. Like, I love that shit. That was my favorite. My mom got mad at me every time I read it. Sorry, Mom. I still snuck those books from the library. So yeah, I will say horror movies are overrated, but horror or like ghost story books are amazing. Bless you.
Wow,
I gotta
bless you.
say, if I made a new friend in a small town and I found out that they died 50 years ago, I would be much more into the friendship. Like immediately,
Yeah.
be like, all right, we gotta hang out way more. You are so much cooler than I thought. We've been playing Boggle all day. Tell me how you died.
You play Boggle with a lot of friends, Randall?
All the time.
Boggle.
I have a travel Boggle kit in my bag. I have a paper Boggle that I made that I carry in my wallet. I taught my
Wow.
cat how to play Boggle within the first 2 months of having him. I love Boggle.
I've never
Oh, that-
played Boggle in my whole life. I don't even know what that is.
That boggles my mind. Impressive. It's a game with word dice, letter dice.
Hmm.
It's
Interesting.
It's all right. Nothing. It's all right.
It's all
Nothing
right.
great. Nothing like
Your next-
D&D.
Overrated, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, your next question is like, what's the most overrated game or board game?
Game. That's what.
D&D.
Yeah.
Where
That's a good one.
everyone's been paid $10 to say Boggle.
Boggle.
Most overrated game, board game. Maybe Warhammer, I think.
I don't know if you
very
can
true.
consider that even a board game.
I don't
It's
know.
the
I
most
was pretty bored
expensive.
during it.
That's for sure. By far the most expensive. All right, so we are jumping back into the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and everyone, just real quick, I know we didn't introduce our characters, but Dasha, you went first, and you said that your character is very excited, right? You're excited
Yes.
because your brother, Rowan, is rumored to be here in the palace, which again you're about to leave. Mike, head to, excuse me, Mike. You're just trying to get out of here. You're just hoping this is the right ride off of this terrible domain. Christian, your character is, well, I think you're just loving life because you got your secret back, your ability to lie. You're the monarch. You're really here to help the group and try to get home as well. And Randall, although Quentin has started this game off looking for a way to save the domain, find out what happened to Zabilna, the patron. It's kind of morphed into a save the innocent people here, especially the young goblin girl, Venia, who you turned into an old crone. Does that sound about right?
Who Endlin Moongrave turned into an old crone.
Well,
yeah.
you kind of pulled the trigger, but yes.
Yeah. Who I desperately tried to help, and Endlin Moongrave put a curse on her because
Yeah.
she's a. Also, I just want to point out, Endlin Moongrave in the last session broke pretty much all of the rules of the Prismere domain. I just want to point that out.
It's arguable. It's arguable.
Do
Debatable.
the first punch.
Debatable. But let's jump into the game. Let's take a stroll for a minute. After the combat with Endlin last session, we were trying to get off stream, so because it was late. But there's plenty still to do here. I'll just reiterate what had happened, what you then could do, and then you take it away from here. But after the combat, both the other sisters left in the ornithopter. Endlin, you assume, teleported to some other plane or domain. Then you had a couple of people get their chance to save the day. You had you had a couple allies heading in the Briganox, hiding in the underground cave. You had the Chorids. They teamed up together with Charme, the person who told you they were part of League of Malevolence. They were able to overthrow any sort of resistance below, and the Darklings all scattered. Lemon
Charmaine
came back
was a part of
with, yeah, the Darklings. They were
No, you
watching
said
the show.
Charme? Charme was helping the Briganox and the Chorids?
Yeah, you might not have.
I don't
You
remember
might not
that at all.
remember that, but yeah, she came up with them all, kind of leading the way. She also had Golmo, who was the architect of the Briganox, with her. Then you also had the Darklings who left, and Lemon, who brought the floating hut with the weather balloon of Charm, Trinket, and Bauble. She had said that she stole it from them and landed it right in the center of the amphitheater. So this big storm cloud is overhead. And I think that's where we left off. We had talked a little bit about in our text chain last week, saying that maybe we'll just hand wave a few things, but now you're telling me that maybe you might want to, so we'll see. You know, whatever you want to do. The world is your oyster.
Well, I think above table. Just a question of the. I don't really know what an ornithopter is.
It's a like flying device that they use to bring the hags here.
Okay, is it flying extremely quickly? Like, is there even a chance of, like, if we were to all quickly get onto that storm cloud balloon, would we feasibly be able to catch that ornithopter? Or is it already flying, like, is it already out of view, or like just flying much faster than the balloon does?
Yeah, I would say this definitely flies faster than the balloon. I can show you a picture of it.
Okay.
Would you like to see what it looks like?
That would be lovely.
Yeah, let's switch over our view here to our Roll20 screen. Yeah, so the ornithopter is definitely going to be faster than the balloon. You would probably tell that based on how it flew and landed in the amphitheater and how this thing flew away. But of course, you would shorten the time if you were to leave immediately.
Sure.
But that might be not so possible because you don't know how to fly it. You don't really understand it.
Yeah.
But let's find the ornithopter for you so you can see it. I showed you the air balloon. That's what we've had for a while, right?
Yeah. And while Bobby's looking for the picture, I mean, what do we want to do? Right now, we have an entire castle of people that we've just liberated. I imagine tons of items and like valuables, like magic items and just valuables throughout the castle, and possibly information that could be helpful. Do we want to just get to the palace as quickly as possible, or do we want to try to take advantage of what we have currently?
I think Siggy will be very anxious to leave as soon as possible, so that would be her vote, because she just wants to get to her brother.
I mean, I am interested in, like, we ran this woman out of this castle. We're gonna leave empty-handed. She didn't even die. We didn't get any magical items.
We also have to consider we may have to bring Glean and Glister, or figure out some other way that we can manifest a symbolic, because she even said that in the fight. Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's like a skeletal bird that has mechanical gears attached to it. Makes it
really
fly.
neat.
That's cool. Because if once we get to the Palace of the Heart's Desire, we're still not gonna be able to kill Endolin if we don't have that eclipse. So are we gonna bring Gleam and Glister, or Gleam and Glister? I keep saying Gleam, but
Gleam.
Gleam.
I think we could bring him. Why not? Is there room in the hot air balloon?
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to ask them.
Yeah. I mean, the other alternative is that perhaps we could just take their masks. If they will allow us to take their masks, perhaps like two of us wearing them could suffice.
Part of me wonders why Endolin just didn't fucking take their masks and destroy them. Like,
I mean, I wonder a lot about what Endolin was really up to. She talked a lot of shit, and then she got her ass kicked, and and has all of these things that can get her killed around her at all times.
Good points all around.
Christian, what about you? What do you think? I'm thinking we try to loot things, so to try to make it a more likely success of whatever we're about to walk into.
Yeah, I've been leaning towards at least looking around a little bit. Like everyone mentioned, I mean, there has to be someone around who we could ask that might be able just to tell us, hey, is there a nice room with stuff in it that you heard of or know of that can speed up the process a little bit. But it does seem like a wasted opportunity to if we just left right now, because there could be something here that could be worthwhile. Although I'm hesitant because I'm kind of like ride or die with Siggy right now, and Siggy's ready to go, and Boomy's amped from being able to do things. So
You know what? If you can convince us that there's snacks to be found, though, we might stick around for a second.
Magic items don't convince you, but snacks do. I'll make y'all a fucking frittata.
You should know this by now. Siggy cares about 2 things: food and her brother. That's it.
In that order?
No, I think it's interchangeable depending on. I think it depends how hungry she is.
I think
How hungry
Quentin. So one thing above table to
Pretty
also
hungry.
know, I now have the sending spell. So I can send a 25-word message which comes with a free reply to anyone that I am familiar with. If Siggy has the ability to show Quentin what her brother looks like, I could potentially reach out to him. The wording of sending is that it is just that you are that is known to you or or that you are familiar with. Yeah, with a creature with which you are familiar. So it doesn't say you have to know them intimately. But
I do
imagine
think familiar. I think familiar means though that you probably have to know them, at the very minimum, have met them, right?
I mean, not necessarily. If you know what they look like, if you know their name, if you know where they are, honestly, that's more details that I know about some people that I know in real life.
I don't think you're familiar with them.
But I mean, I guess it is up to you, Bob, of your ruling there, of what would be familiarity. We'll
see what happens when you cast it.
I
have an idea for what will happen when you cast it, so we'll see.
All right. So then I guess Quentin is going to start trying to gather everybody then.
Okay, so let me interrupt you here. So you have this balloon that's basically just landed right in the middle of the amphitheater, this open air amphitheater. And it's probably going to have a hard time maneuvering because there's these big, huge, crossbars hanging over. But it manages to sneak its way in. And it's a big, huge thunder cloud over it, right? It's a big weather balloon containing like a storm. So it's loud and there's probably winds and gusts. Lemon is trying to figure out what's going on. She's told you that she stole it. They may not be too happy, so we don't want to stick around or else they're going to be too happy. You have Charme, who just came up with Golmo and the other Chorids and Briganox. The goblins all seem thrilled. And I think the first thing the Chorids did, I think Siggy either said, I forget who said it, but somebody said to go in and take out that horrible machine. So I think some of the Chorids went and started to dismantle the machine that you found up on the 2nd level. And while this is all happening, Darklings have scattered. They're very, you won't see any Darklings around. However, we could definitely say Charm and Trinket and Bauble are still here, and they'll present themselves while you're all discussing what to do. So the 3 Darklings head down those steps to the amphitheater, and Charm is in front, and she's leading the way, and she'll say to you all, the rules of hospitality suggest that you don't steal my balloon.
That implies that we are the owners of the house and have a rule of hospitality. Also, the rules of hospitality were not extended to us by the owner of Motherhorn as they were to you.
Now don't be so literal,
Quentin,
Queen.
We're talking about rules of the Feywild. It's all about literal.
You stole my balloon. Or your sprite did.
We just reparked it for you.
Would you let us use it? Can we borrow it?
The fact that you even had to ask offends me. She looks at Trinket and Bauble, and they are both like serious, stern-faced, and they nod in agreement. She's like, of course you would be able to borrow it.
Oh,
At a
great.
price.
Then we
Full
don't.
price.
At a price, of course.
What is your price?
I mean, I'm happy to let you use my hut, but you see, I had a really great run of things here when the hags were in business. I was able to make my way through any of the domains. I could sell my wares to whomever I'd like. I have a feeling when you go to the palace, you're going to be looking to set things right.
You're correct.
Well, see, that's not so great for me business-wise. I don't think Zabilna would be too thrilled with us doing what we do, making deals with creatures here.
Why is that?
Well, she ran things a little bit more by the book, let's say. A little fair and just.
Sure.
I think that it's time that we probably head out of this domain as well. When it's possible, I'd like you to return the balloon and allow us to leave freely.
That's it.
That's
we
it.
borrow your balloon in exchange for returning it.
And letting us go freely.
Sure.
No tricks. No read the small text. I want to make sure that we get our balloon back and we're able to leave.
Do you mean leave freely within sort of this domain or between?
Oh, no, completely. Yes, we want to leave Prismere.
Where will you
Sean?
go?
She looks to her coworkers. They kind of all shrug. I'm not quite sure. Maybe we'll go to the material plane for a change. I hear there's a lot of people that want to make deals there.
You know, Charm, I'm surprised. You're so ambitious and smart as a whip, and you didn't see what was right in front of you. And I don't mean that figuratively. I mean that literally.
Go
There
on.
is a massive power vacuum, not only in Yon, but in all of the domains of Prismine, especially once we have killed all three of those hags.
When you say
You
that
don't-
you kill all three of the hags, by the way, all the goblins and all the Briganox and any other creatures that are lurking here in the back, you got Hurley and Glister and Gleam. Everyone like hushes and they look over at you. Many of them hopeful, some of them indifferent.
We already have allies from the Summer Court coming to Prismia to help. We've already enlisted the bullywogs of Babylona's swamp to turn against her. We've strengthened the militia that has formed in Thither. Prismir is rejecting these three hags like a bad organ. Why not take one of their places as a ruler of one of the domains and show Zabilna that you can get with her rulership? Take power and comfort and be just, but also be strong. People need leaders. You can be one.
You give me a persuasion check.
Sure.
Wow. Siggy's got her mouth open. She's like, whoa.
21.
That's a 4 on the die for a total of 21.
I know you love doing that.
Yeah, I really do.
Well, maybe that's a possibility. We'll see. But I want to make sure that when the hag's rule is over, I have options coming my way. So,
How do you
We can
plan
do
to
that.
get to the material plane? You said that that was an option.
When the hags are no longer ruling, that would be an option. You'll be able to travel back. Plenty of those Fey beacons will open up.
Sure. You want to make sure that you have options. We want to make sure that we do. If you leave for the material plane, what if you take Oscar with you to ensure that he has another route home?
That's swell. Thanks for thinking of me, mate.
Yeah, Oscar, you're looking to join a new group? Us girls
just
could
looking-
use the muscle you've got. Mostly
I'm just
pointing
looking
to
to get
Charles.
home, my dear. I've been homesick for quite a while. I'd be very happy to make it back to the material plane. About what happens when we get there, no deals just yet.
This is acceptable, if he chooses to go or not.
Is everyone in agreement then?
No complaints from me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the deal's been struck. You can use the hut, and they'll explain to you how to do it. You basically need someone who knows where you're going, and the hut kind of melds with you. It can transport you to where you want if you envision it. Obviously, Amador could be the one to do that. And I know Andrew's not here, but Amador would say something along the lines of, I could pilot the house for you, yes? As long as there is a place for Pollinella.
Oh, I could.
Oh, I didn't know you were here. What?
I didn't go that far in the accent.
Yeah, I went more back to the bullywugs with mine. Oui, oui.
Ah, of course we have baguettes. With fly jam.
I thought Charmaine was trying to guide us to help her take out the league, right?
Charmaine also offered to do that as well, yes.
Okay.
So you could see Charmaine kind of walk up and join the conversation. Happy to help. Happy to bring you wherever you need to go, but the League, they need to go.
Sure. Charmaine, how long have you been here?
Unsure, to be honest. Probably years.
Oh. All right. Well, that definitely serves what I'm about to ask. I assume Babylona? This is a very, but not Babylona. All of these hags are the same to me. Endelyn, I imagine, has some sort of way of communicating to the entirety of Motherhorn. Do you know how she would do that? Of just communicating to all of the people at once?
No, I don't know how she would do that. How would she do that?
I don't know. I'm asking someone who's been here for years. I imagine that she doesn't run around from room to room saying it's time for dinner. So
No. Most of the creatures that lived here are either here or long gone. Not many people live outside of Motherhorn. It's rather dangerous.
Sure. Well, that's what I mean. Just the castle.
The goblins do most of the dirty work.
Sure.
And then the goblins are all like, hey, the hell?
Where's Stage Fright? Stage Fright?
Yeah, I'm here.
Stage
do you
Fright.
need? Yep.
You're a free goblin now. You are not conscripted to stay here.
Oh.
But these other people that have been here also need guidance. If you could, you know this place better than anyone else, I imagine. You know what is trapped, you know what is dangerous, you know where things should not be and where darklings might be hiding and where to avoid. Could you gather all of the people of Motherhorn, bring them here, so that we can all have a little chat?
Everyone?
Of Motherhorn, just the castle. We need
All
to
right.
make sure that everyone knows that Endelyn is gone. We're going to leave in not too long. We don't want them to still be living in fear. I don't know where everyone here lives, or lived before Motherhorn, but for the time being, if they wanted to occupy Motherhorn, they could, or they could leave. But
All right.
we could also use their help before we leave to go kill the hags.
All right, everyone, you heard him. Clear this place out. Go ahead. And a bunch of goblins start moving around, circulating areas of the castle, and you don't see any more darklings. The only other darklings that are here are Charm, Trick, and Bauble, but you do see goblins, kind of other goblin servants that weren't here, start to be called back into the amphitheater. You know, those goblin janitors, things like that. There are also some prisoners, people you hadn't seen. They're brought in as well. Let's see here. Let me see if there's anybody that's of note. Obviously, we got Hurley. You got Gleam and Glister back. I'll double check here, but there aren't too many other people of note in the place.
Okay. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Basically what I'm trying to do here is I want to gather everyone from Motherhorn to the amphitheater just so that they can, like, we don't have to go through the whole role play of like the whole thing, but basically just making sure they know Endolin is gone, the Darklings are gone, Charm, Bauble, and Trinket are probably going to stay here for a little while. They are not harmful, and if they should do anything harmful, then that is a problem and that we should be told.
Okay, yeah, there are a few other actors here, but non-goblinoid creatures. Elamic the Excellent, Diamanda Mistriddle, Puff River Noggin Lemon Seed.
It's
Elegy.
a shopping list?
There's a whole list of people that are just like performers forced to be here. So, yeah, they'll all come in and hear this announcement.
And then I want to basically have everyone collect all of the valuables of Motherhorn, some of which we would like to take with us to help us in our fight. Others can be distributed amongst them to restart their lives wherever they so choose.
Okay, so
because I imagine there's a lot of value. We don't really have the need for gold where we're going, but magic items could be very helpful.
Speak for yourself. Who wants gold?
I mean, I know I am speaking for myself. I am imagining we have not encountered a single shop where we can buy something. So last time we encountered a shop, they were like, "Give me your mother's tears, and I'll teach you to dance."
Yeah.
And so, I don't imagine that we're going to come to a shop that is selling leather armor.
No, but I will tell you that a thorough search of all different sorts of quarters and living space would find you this. And I'm going to say that since you're using the entirety of Motherhorn to search for you, basically, there's a couple places that people will not go for fear of danger. They won't go into the area of the machine, that big complex. The only people will go were the Cords, who felt confident that they would be able to withstand the lightning. And her quarters, Endolin's personal room.
Where I tried to get in before?
Right, that was her room. You can find that out. One of the goblins or Stage Fright will tell you that. So nobody's willing to go there for fear of being killed.
Okay.
But
can I go there?
You could.
I will go with Siggy there.
So
let's do this. Let's do this. Let's have the group go to Endolin's room if that's where you really want to do. But the other search will, let's say this whole search maybe takes an hour. Okay, a search of the quarters, because there's a lot of people and they all know where to look.
Yeah.
You will find various trinkets that I'm not going to roll on for a table. It's at this point in the game, these are not that important. But some things you do find. And Mike, you wanted the magic items. Here they are.
Oh boy.
Hey.
A gold-handed mirror. A powder brush. And a wand.
I do like that you're like, you wanted the magic items, here they are.
There you go, Mike.
A couple things out of a purse and a wand.
What do they do?
Do you have any way to know what they do, or?
I mean, if we take a short rest, I could go ahead and figure out what they all do.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take
I
a
think
short
you can
rest.
you can also prepare identify. I stopped having identify after the first level up because I realized that I couldn't use it really for anything.
Gotcha. So Mike, yeah, you want to
Let me
take a
check
short
my
rest?
spells. Do I have that? No, I didn't prefer identify. But like, yeah, if we take a short rest, I could just sit with each of these items and be like, oh yeah, that's what this does. Oh yeah, that's what this does.
Let's do that then. You have plenty of time within the hour to take a short rest. Okay, so Mike, here's what they are. The powder brush, when you use it, will paint on whatever sort of makeup someone desires. The gold-handed mirror, immediately when you look into it, removes wrinkles, blemishes, and scars from your reflection. Not your face, but your reflection.
Oh.
And the wand is a fully charged wand of web.
Web.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty
Wand
sweet
of
one,
web.
actually.
All right.
Wand of Web. Web is a really good. Wand of Web is actually one of the best wands. It's
yeah.
it's basically you just have unlimited webs, like because
Yeah.
it's like 7 times a day or something. I have
Yeah, something like
we
that.
have it in another campaign I'm in, and I'm like, there's no possible way we're gonna cast web this many times.
Some other notable items, maybe, but not magical. You can find a set of mason's tools embossed with the forge, symbol of Moradin, the dwarven god. A 2-person saw made from a wyvern jaw, and a hammer with a gold handle. These are found in the workshop. Things that are found in other areas. Let's see, where's this? You can find a 4-foot-long crooked stovepipe, pieces of wrought iron gate, plain empty coffin, plaster statue of an elven king clutching a scepter, plaster wedding cake stuck to a small table, a stuffed boar mannequin, a 6-foot-tall canvas flesh golem, not a real monster, just a...
They're all the stage props.
Yep, and a 7-foot-tall painted wooden statue of an owl bear on its hind legs. These are all things you find behind stage.
I think we posed these outside of the gate to make it like a terracotta army situation.
So that's all the things of note that you find here. And you want to head to Endelin's room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, did Siggy tell us about what happened?
No, she did not, but I assume that during this rest you could fill them in.
Yeah, I'll let them know that I tried to do it without Mage Hand. Tried to open the door and I kind of got blasted away. So I'm gonna try to do it with my Mage Hand Ledger Domain, I think is how you say it.
If that, I
Yeah.
do have an alternative if you want to be safe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up to you though. I'm
What
happy
is-
to let you pick it. It costs a bit of magic to do what I'm gonna do.
What are you planning to do?
Well, I was just planning to knock.
If you would like to, then you're welcome to.
Sure.
I'm happy either way.
So let me
Oh,
describe...
you're talking about the magic spell, not
Yeah.
on the door.
Yeah. Yeah, he's talking about the spell knock, yeah. I assume, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
The spell.
So here's the door that you see in front of you. So you can see this very large stone door. It is has a door handle on it, actually, a door handle, and you can see that there's some sort of like sigil on the door handle. When you inspect this, without having to really roll, you can see that if you take a minute to inspect it. It's a faint glyph etched onto the doorknob. You can... Yeah, let's just see how you approach this. What do you want to do? The door is also behind it. Is that overhang, that like balcony area that goes down into the machine that was down below, which is now being taken apart by the Korrids, and there seems to be electricity still flashing in the room, but the machine is being dismantled.
Okay. I could also dispel it, which we honestly, if we're going to have people living here, we probably should do anyway.
Okay. Want
Makes
to dispel
sense.
it?
if you so how about this? It'll still cost magic no matter what. I'll just spell it, and then you pick it. So best of both worlds.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the sigil.
Give me a spell check.
Sure.
Just call out your
I
number.
really
'cause
wish
we're
I
not on.
could give an inspiration to myself.
Is this something that guidance
this
would help?
This is actually something that guidance would help with.
I feel like that's something I would offer.
Yeah. What do
That
you
would
say
be-
to give him the spell?
I'm just gonna tell Quentin to really focus that, by getting this right, we can help a lot of people. No pressure.
You're
And may
certainly
God
right.
bless you. Go ahead.
I
Call
don't
out
know
your
if it
number.
Actually rolled it. It didn't roll it. Okay. So it's 1d20 plus 5 plus 1d4. Okay, that is a 16. That guidance saved me.
It was a 4, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 4 on the guidance.
Look at that. Yeah, so you can sense immediately that the spell has worked. The doorknob, which had that faint glyph etched into it, now goes stone cold.
Siggy, cast do the honors.
Yes. I will do my. It's a sleight of hand check, right, for lock picking with thieves' tools.
It doesn't appear to be locked. It's
Oh,
yeah. If you
Okay.
were to just inspect it now that the glyph is down,
okay.
yeah,
I'll just cast Mage Hand and try to push it open.
sure. Scores of wooden marionettes hang from the ceiling of this oddly shaped room, the floor of which is strewn with old play scripts. Near the entrance are 2 alcoves, one containing a bare table, B-A-R-E, the other holding a wooden chest with tiny clawed feet. Deeper in the room, you can see a wicker basket surrounded by miniature toy birds. Scores of hourglasses are fixed to the walls. Whenever the sand of an hourglass runs out, the mechanism that attaches the hourglass to the wall causes it to flip over. The steady hiss of all those falling grains of sand can be heard throughout the room. A large glass door wardrobe with a jade eye embedded in its cornice, is that the word I'm looking for here? Stands on the far
Cornea?
side of the room. Cornice? Cornice? Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. Anyway, so yeah, I can show you a picture of this room because this room is really, really cool and it's got some art. So I'll show that to you. But what do you do when you see this room open up?
I have the ability to detect traps? Is that something we might want to consider here? Or probably wouldn't be traps.
I
more
think
like
that would
magic.
be very smart. I mean, I think it would probably be prudent for us to take. Well, actually, wait, Bob, you said it's about 8 hours to get to the palace, right?
I think that's what
That's
Andrew
what,
told you. Something like
yeah.
that, yeah.
So it doesn't look like we have too many threats around. So we don't have to be too prudent with our magic because we'll be able to rest on the trip. So I think that's a very smart thing to do.
All right.
And even if you don't find anything in here, perhaps you'll find things in other places that we can warn the new residents and owners of Motherhorn about.
So tell me how not underrated this horror movie scene looks.
No.
This
Oh,
just to
jeez.
give you a
I
spook
don't
stare,
like
huh,
that
Christian?
they're specifically drawn to make it look like they're hanging from a noose.
I just don't get the appeal. Like, I don't like being scared, and like people pay money to be scared. Like,
Yeah.
they enjoy that.
I like being scared from time to time.
Oh no.
Makes me
I
feel
mean-
alive. Makes me feel alive. So this is what you see, everyone. This horrific image. It didn't say anything about a blue light or a blue hue to it, but I think it makes perfect sense. It's pretty dark and dreary.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna check for traps then.
And you said, and there was definitely a chest and a basket.
Yeah, there's a bare table.
Okay.
There's a couple alcoves, and in the alcove is a chest with tiny clawed feet, and you also see a basket surrounded by miniature toy birds. There are also let's see, what's the other? Okay, one alcove is the table, the other is the chest. I don't see the alcoves in this picture, unless I'm mistaken. Does say by the entrance, so maybe it would be to the side or kind of back behind the view of this picture. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cast Find Traps just to see if I pick up anything.
Sure.
Especially after seeing that picture, it's probably something I would do. So I put it in the.
Okay. So you remind me again, because I don't think in the 2 years that I've played here on the channel, anybody's cast the spell. So remind me what
The great spell.
what Find Traps does.
It says you sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for the purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, the spell would sense an area affected by the alarm spell, a glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap. It would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor or unstable ceiling or a hidden sort of sinkhole. Then it says the spell merely reveals that a trap is present. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by the trap.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. That there is a trap, and you.
I want like the room
This is
lighted
the
up for me like a
weirdest
Christmas
wording.
tree. Is that what's happening here?
This is the weirdest wording to a spell. So you get to. So let me just get it straight. You get to know that there's a trap within 30 feet.
Yeah, I think it's
But you-
120.
It's 120 feet.
120 feet, but you don't know where exactly it is, and you also don't know what the effect is, just that it is negative.
You learn the general nature of the danger posed by a trap.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming if it's
So hopefully that could maybe point us in the right direction of where it is, of like.
Okay, so then
Oh,
I'm going
like
to tell
a
you this then.
lock
Your
or
spell would
something.
tell you that it's more of an alarm than a damage dealing spell or damage dealing effect. The trap is an alarm.
well, if it's an alarm, I'm assuming it would be alarming, the hag who is no longer
Oh.
here.
I thought
Right.
that was the end of the sentence. Well, if it's alarm, I assume that it
It's
would be alarming.
And don't call me Shirley.
Maybe the eye? Like the eye is watching us, right?
I was thinking that or the giant. What was that? Gotta get the picture back. Like a wardrobe.
Or maybe the marionettes themselves? Like if it's maybe it's like a wind chime kind of situation. Like you got a Catherine Zeta Jones your way through the room.
Well, what do you want to do? This room is before you.
Well,
I think
honestly,
it's that big dresser. Sorry, that's what I was thinking.
well, if it's an alarm, I think you're right. It's going to notify the hag, who probably isn't even on this plane anymore. So, fuck it. And I just walk in.
Okay. You just walk in. And give me a Constitution saving throw. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, that would have been really funny, honestly.
Just
that
kidding.
honestly happens to so many of my characters. I hate like thinking that there's a trap behind every door, so I do under prepare myself
Yeah.
for traps a lot of the times.
I think CJ says this all the time. He's like, so you're telling me the person wants to trap their front door all the time? He's made that point a bunch.
I made a fun glyph of warding on a mage tower because I was like he doesn't want just people that come up to his door to explode, but glyph of warding lets you put a spell, and the
Sure.
spell I put was suggestion that just says, I think you should leave.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, and so anyone who would hit the knocker would just be like, I think I should go home, and,
Yeah.
and just leave.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. That's a good idea, actually. All right, so here's what happens. You run in, and yes, the marionettes all start to come to life, and they scream, "Intruders! Intruders! Intruders!" And they continue to say that over and over and over again, all in this evil, horrible chorus.
Do they appear to be actually alive, like the one that we found downstairs?
Well, they are saying only one word, intruders, over and over again, and they all seem to be saying it in unison. They don't seem to be moving other than their mouths.
Can I just sacred flame them?
Sure. You sacred flame them, and yes, each one that you hit basically burns up, and they only have, I think they have 1 hit point. Yep, they have 1 hit point, and they just immediately burn up or, fall to the ground once they're off their strings, which their strings are made of Korrid hair. You can recognize that immediately once you get a light in here, yeah.
All
the
right,
alarms off now?
Boomy, get your target practice in.
Are they no longer screaming?
Every time you hit one, yes.
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit all the screaming ones so that
All these marionettes?
Wait, if they're Korrid's hair, try Boomy. You can control Korrid hair.
I can.
Remember, you did the dance
But
with the Korrids.
But I think they had to be willing. Like I couldn't do it without asking or.
Well,
This is
them.
hair
This hair-
detached.
This hair is not attached.
That's true.
Do you want to? I mean, you could try.
Yeah. What do you want me to do with it?
I don't know. Make one of them. They're marionettes. Do whatever you want.
You want to do
Can
the
I make-
jig?
Put
Can
on
I
a
make one
puppet show.
dance? Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
do the jig?
Yeah.
All right, so you do the Korrid dance. If I remember correctly, it's a lot of motion, like hip thrusting. It's a lot. Yeah, it is. It's a lot. It's a lot of lunging. Yeah.
It's very lots of Korrid's little known fact. Korrids are super into R&B. Lots of hip movement with their music.
Yep. It's actually
really-
like a breakdance. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest with you, a lot of gyration. So you do your Korrid dance, and you can control all the Korrid hair within this room. It's small enough you can control it all. Do you want to use it to close the mouths of the marionettes?
Yes.
All right, so you close the mouths and all of the marionettes, they cease shouting. A couple of things you can look at in this room, obviously. The marionettes are still there. You're controlling them, closing their mouths. There's the wardrobe. There's the hourglasses. There's the treasure chest. And the wicker basket. What do you want to inspect? Let's have everyone go to one, just for funsies.
Wicker basket.
Okay.
treasure chest.
Treasure chest.
Did you say what were the other two?
The wardrobe and the hourglasses.
I'll go to the wardrobe.
And Mike, by default, you have the hourglasses. Let's start with you. Mike, you start to wander with Charles, and you see that there's 100, is your estimation, hourglasses in this collection.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah. Any questions about them, or how you want to approach them?
I don't know, just do an Arcana check, just get some sort of idea if they're used for some sort of magical ritual or something like that.
Go ahead, give me an Arcana check.
Oh, great. Roll 11 with a plus 6.
You don't get the sense that these are magical. Perhaps there is some sort of magic turning them, but they don't really seem to be magical in any nature. You can't recall any information about a hourglass as part of some sort of a ritual or spell.
Okay.
What about, do they seem like valuable?
It's possible. You want to appraise them? Give me an intelligence check.
Sorry, is that me or Mike?
I was waiting for you to do it. You asked.
I was just saying, I was just asking if they're valuable because it wasn't shared.
Mike, do it, because I think Randall's character would be somewhere else right now.
Yeah, that was Randall asking, not Quentin.
What'd you get?
20.
Nice.
They're high quality. You are a craftsman. You know what it takes to make something like this. And these ones are all unique looking. None of them are exactly like. No two are alike. The smallest one is 3 inches tall. The largest one's 3 feet tall. And every time you've seen it go down to bottom, it turns itself back upright. You probably would guess that if you remove these, you could take some. They might be worth anywhere from 25 to 50 gold each.
For 100 of them, that works out to a pretty little purse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you have Tinkerer's tools,
I do.
if you have Tinkerer's tools or Thieves' tools, you could remove it without breaking it. If you if you wanted to remove them in other ways, I'm sure you could. So the question is, how many do you want?
I don't know. Maybe I'll take 10 of them to start.
Gotcha. It would take you 10 minutes of work, a minute per clock.
Oh, I'm proficient with thieves' tools too. I'm proficient with all sorts of stuff. Damn.
Yeah,
I think you
you're an
also,
artificer, yeah.
if we're level 6 now, I think you get expertise in all tools now,
Oh.
I do.
which is
Yeah, you don't have to roll. It just says that if you have them, you can do it within 1 minute of work, and you won't break them. So
that's
you could
awesome.
take off 10 if you'd like in 10 minutes.
Wait, we're level 6?
Yeah, we level.
What?
Wait, I was like,
only the best quality here on Tabletop.
I was like, wait a minute.
We all went to a very expensive and prestigious D&D school. We don't want to drop names, but
was
Chris
wondering if-
Perkins did go there.
I knew
only the best here on
That was
Tabletop.
that was just recapping for the viewers,
best.
just for the viewers at home, in case
Thank
they were
you,
just tuning
Christian.
in.
Let's start with you then, Christian, because I'm sure you have your character all ready to go. Let's go to you. You went to the wardrobe?
Yeah.
What do you even get at 6th level?
The jade eye adorning this wardrobe's cornice is closed. So it's like an eye at the top. You can see it in the picture. It is closed. You approach it, and you can see that the wardrobe is actually glass doored. Hanging on the interior wall of the wardrobe is a mirror, so you see your reflection back on you.
The detect traps isn't still going off, right? If I already activated
That was
it,
the
or-
only trap that you sensed in the room.
All right, so I'm gonna feel safe enough to try to open. Or if I look in the mirror, do I look like my normal self?
You do.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open it, and maybe
Okay,
step
so
to the side just in case.
Sure, you open the glass doors to this wardrobe, and it smells. It smells like an old hag.
Ugh.
Yeah, there are no clothes in this wardrobe, but it does look as though. Actually, that's not necessarily true, is it? Nope, it is. It's empty. It is empty. However, there's a mirror in it, and it's looking right back at you.
What do when I look into that mirror, do I look the same?
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Here you go. Did it roll?
I don't know.
Okay, here we go. I think that works. I think it's a 13.
You get the sense that there is something behind this mirror. You look closely, and you feel like this mirror could be, in theory, removed.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try to take that mirror just with my hands, see if it's stuck or if I need
Yep.
something else.
You remove the mirror, and you look out, and now you see out into the balcony where you were waiting for Endalyn in her theater box.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so this looks like it's escape.
There's an escape room.
Yeah. Mhm.
That asshole was just watching us.
Do I see anything in that balcony at all that's worth looking
It's the
at?
same.
Or...
The same
just
as
that-
you had seen it before, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn to the group and say like, well, I think I found her escape route.
And let's go to Siggy next. You went to the basket or the
basket.
basket.
Mhm.
So there's a wicker basket that looks like it has. It just looks like it has harmless toys in it. They look like they might even be cat toys. There are 3 tiny stuffed birds and 3 tiny wind-up birds. So stuffed birds, 3 stuffed birds, and 3 wind-up birds.
I'm gonna take a few steps back and not touch them.
Okay.
I'm ready to get out of here, guys. Let's go. Let's go talk to the Darklings, maybe find out some more information about the palace, who's running it, they might know, and I think we should go because I want to find my brother.
Sure. Can I open the chest first?
Fine.
I'm just saying, we looked in a basket. I feel like we should look in the chest.
The chest is locked.
I cast knock on it.
Okay. It contains a black sack containing 4 bedpost knobs, 8 bottles of some sort of wine. Looks pretty fancy.
Do I know the vintage?
Nope.
No.
The shriveled hand of an elf wearing a ring on its 3rd finger. It is clutching several rolled up sheets of blank parchment.
I don't really want to take a hand. I do want to know what's in the parchment and the rings, the ring and the parchments, though. Could I get those out without breaking a finger off?
Give me a dexterity check. Maybe you'll do sleight of hand.
Let's see. Big money, big money. 1. Wait, what? That says 12. Oh, it's showing Boomy's. I hate when it does that. I roll an natural 1.
Nat 1?
Yeah. Trying
Gotcha.
not to break the fingers of the hand.
Nope, you break the hand right in half.
Oh, I'm very sorry, whoever you were, unless you were a bad person.
But the ring
which
is
honestly is equally likely.
the ring is cool looking though. You want to see it?
I would love to.
It doesn't have a description here, but it has a picture and it's really really wild.
That's pretty cool. It was on the ring finger.
Yep.
So this looks like it might have been an engagement or a wedding ring.
I don't think so.
Oh,
don't
okay.
think so.
Okay.
So there's a picture of this ring, but the book
Oh,
doesn't
wow,
say anything
that's-
about what it is.
The picture is from D&D Beyond. So it says
That's
Um,
really cool.
yeah, this ring looks like it has almost like a starry sky, space-like sky in the center
very, like,
gem.
Stellar.
Yeah, stellar
really
type
cool.
of gem. Yeah, in the center.
Does it seem magical?
Yeah, you'd probably guess that. Yep. In the parchment, when you open them up, there's a title page. Most of the pages, actually no, all the pages are blank except for the title page. It reads "The Agonies of Aligarthus," a 3-act tragedy by Endelyn Moongrave. It's written in spidery, elvish script.
Well, at least now, if we get cold, we have something for kindling.
Could it
Oh,
be
there you
written in invisible ink?
Could what be written in invisible ink?
The play. The pages are
First.
blank, so why would he be clutching them so?
Oh,
Tightly as he dies.
Gotcha. Well, perhaps she just wasn't a very good writer and only got out the title.
Well, that's what you find in this room, and that's what the hour of work will get you searching around this place.
All right. Well, lovely. I'll take the knobs and wine.
Not the ring?
And the ring. Yes, I'm definitely
Okay.
taking the ring. No, take the wine, leave the ring.
You guys wanted magical items. Look at this.
Yeah.
Ask and you
dope.
shall receive.
Magic rings. I love D&D rings because they're so all over the fucking map.
Yeah.
like some of them do next to nothing, and some of them are like world-ending magic items. The bedpost knobs, were those valuable, or were they just
It doesn't have a value or rarity here.
Okay. Are they made of any like high value, like
I
valuable
think they're
metal or
gold.
anything?
Yeah, they're gold. I think.
Oh, gold. Oh, okay. So they could at
Gold
least be like
bedpost
melted
knobs.
down.
Yeah. You
Okay.
get money.
All right.
Right.
So yeah, I'll take all that and I'll let everyone know what I found. Though I don't know what the ring does yet.
Right. You can attune to it if you'd like.
Sure. That takes a short rest, right?
I think it's an hour. Yeah, but our short rests are shorter than that. But it's okay. We'll go to. You have plenty of time on the trip.
Yeah.
All right. So you head back to the amphitheater. You see everyone who has been searching through the Motherhorn for you. Whatever they found, they gave you. Charmaine asks if you still need her assistance. She's willing to pilot the ship. Amador says that yes, and Amador says that his number one priority is Polynella, but he will help Gleam and Glister to find safety. Lemon is obviously coming with you. Hurley will also find safety. He'll stick around with everyone here at Motherhorn until, hopefully, this reign of terror ends, and he will love to get back to his brother back on the material plane. Maybe he'll go with Oscar and Charles. We'll see.
Can we talk with the Darklings before we leave?
The charm?
Yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to ask her, basically, like, what do you know about the palace? Have you been there? And who's in charge of it right now? The hag was a bit vague when describing it.
Charme told you this, but you want to hear it from her perspective?
Yes, I want to hear all the perspectives.
Okay. Yeah. Charm and Charme. Really hard to remember this. So, Charme, she told you that the League of Malevolence is there. And so
gotcha. Okay.
they're kind of at the palace watching it. Charm will tell you, though, that there's caretakers. The hags have employed caretakers to make sure that the palace is safe while they're not there. No one is allowed to go to the palace unless you are given permission from the hags. So for the most part, nobody really ever travels there. I guess anyone could go there if you know the way, but you'd have to sort through the mists, and it's a long journey, so most people probably don't. She's not really allowed there. She doesn't really have any reason to go there because there's no one to sell things to. So she doesn't go there. But she has heard rumors. She'll tell you that there's some sort of creature that also protects the skies around the palace. So please take care of my balloon and bring it back in one piece.
Do you know what kind of creature? So
I believe it's some sort of dragon.
Oh.
Didn't Skabatha have a dragon?
Oh, that little thing? That little green dragon?
Yeah, Is it?
I can't imagine it's the same thing. I've heard rumors that a terrifying beast roams the skies.
Right. But it's certainly a dragon.
From what I've been told.
Any color?
It's a good question. Aren't all dragons red and terrifying?
So it was red, is what you're saying.
I don't know.
Are you
I just
colorblind,
learned
Charm?
about this.
In fact, now that you've been mentioning it, might be green. But I can't imagine it's that
I think it was
little
a gray
tiny dragon. I've seen that little dragon at what's the name of her castle? Whatever. The Skabatha's tree house log thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I can't imagine it's that little dragon.
So how do you navigate the skies with your balloon and not?
I don't
Get
really go
attacked.
to the palace.
Oh, okay.
There's no one there for me to sell.
Stopping us from landing just outside and maybe walking.
Like I said, bring that balloon back, please. It's quite valuable to me. Charme nods. I'll make sure it gets back. I'm Charme, by the way. I'm Charm. I'm charmed as well. Do you notice that we have the same voice and tone? Interesting. Quite.
Like,
I could watch this for hours.
It's like Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny.
Yes. I got to work on my range, I think, with female voices, because I think I just have like sassy and like wispy. That's
And
it.
lemon.
Oh, and lemon. I do have
And
range
yeah,
with lemon.
and Audrey from
Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors.
What's up? Weirdly, you get that one right on the head.
Yeah,
How is
sure.
Lemon doing, by the way? Is
Yeah,
Lemon
well-
has Lemon attached herself to one of the actors?
Yeah, we'll bring back this
Bring-
balloon. No, I'm determined. No time for romance right now. We gotta save Poppy.
We're going to save Bobby. Oh, that's actually right. Thank you for mentioning that.
That's what
that
we're
was
supposed to be doing.
no. That was the other thing I wanted to talk to Charm about. Honestly, the balloon being stolen kind of threw me for a loop. Obviously, we made a deal for Bavlorna to bring back Bobby, and well, it doesn't really look like that deal is going to be held up.
I mean, it could. You have what she wants.
Yes, but doesn't look like she's back in Hither?
Mhm.
Which one was her? Hither,
Yep.
right? So what? I also don't trust her, and I would like to kill her. Now, I don't trust you either, Charm, but I don't want to kill you. So, you have a leg up. What if you were to help us bring back Bobby?
I
You
could.
seemed to, yeah, you seemed to say that before that it was something within your power.
Power?
Oh, well, you seem to know what was wrong and that it was something feasible for you.
She can't cast a spell if that's what you're asking her.
Because I had asked her, I had talked to her before the whole fight with Endelin. She basically said like that an arrangement could be made between me and her for Charm to fix Bobby.
I don't remember that. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't think she can do that. But if that's the case, she'll agree. If she could, she'd be open to doing it if she can. If I find out that she can.
Right. So you would help us with that?
I like to keep my options open, like I said. So if this you think is going to help me with Zybilna, then perhaps maybe.
I think it would. You're undoing a curse that one of the hags that's plagued this land has done. And honestly, if you have this capability, I would be happy, pleased even, to put in a swell word for you with Zybilna if you were to start lifting some curses placed by these hags. I think that it would really go a long way, especially as a future ruler of one of the domains of Prismere.
I don't know if she can do it. If she can, she might help, but she's going to wait and get her balloon back, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. Departing. Leaving Jan. I think this is the first time where you have truly made a not a difference, I would say, but you kind of conquered the domain. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
The happy ending that you were looking for, right?
Liberated, really.
Yeah,
More liberated.
exactly. I think you got the best ending here, the worst ending in Hither, and an okay ending in Thither.
Yeah.
It kind of got progressively better.
Yeah, we didn't lose anything in Thither. We had a net gain. We just didn't do what we wanted to do.
Yeah, it was okay. It was a
Yeah.
acceptable outcome.
Yeah.
A terrible outcome with Hither, but a really great job in Jan. So I'd say all in all, these domains they got better. Let's leave this one, and hopefully you can save the entire domain. Everyone's gonna wish you farewell. Amador, Pollinella, the twin sisters, Gleam and Glister. They will give you their face masks if you want.
Cool.
And we head
I want
to
to
the
also
palace.
leave. I want to leave. I have no use for them. I want to leave the knobs, and let's say 6 of the 8 bottles of wine for them. So I'll take 2, one for each Oscar and I, since we are the only adults.
Yeah, that's fine.
See if we can trade some of these things for some snacks for the other members of the party. I imagine that there were some lovely cooks.
Yeah, you can get some food to head out with. Yeah.
Some candies and treats, and
If that's what you want, treats. Oh yeah, they've got theater
pumpkin
food.
pasties.
I can't wait to roll on these treats.
Yeah, can we roll?
Sure, go ahead.
What are we rolling?
Get some pumpkin pasties.
What did I say before? A D8?
I think D6 was it, or D8?
Let's go with a D8.
I think it depends. I think there's been a lot of things that we've rolled for
I
random.
want the high
things that-
one where we get to talk to each other.
Yeah, I got a 2.
I got a 4.
So, Christian, you find a white and gray eldercap mushroom, or at least this might be in the kitchen area that you can grab and snag.
What's the long pause?
Do you eat it?
Yeah.
You immediately, as soon as you swallow, look like an aged version of yourself.
Oh no.
Not as bad as the goblin girl who aged to basically the week of her death. You just look like maybe, how old are you again? 18?
Yeah.
You look like you're maybe like 45. You got the graying hair,
Oh no.
receding hairline.
Boomy,
Yeah.
Boomy, what happened to you?
I'm like Quentin now.
You're so old. Oh my god. So old.
I'm 6 years your senior. 6 years your senior.
Oh, you're an old man.
Back in
Like
my
Oscar.
day.
Like Quentin.
Oscar shrugs.
I am in
Oscar-
my mid
Oscar is-
20s.
Oscar is older. Oscar is in his 40s, so whatever.
Yeah.
He's 45.
Yeah. Quentin is still, I think he is 24. He might be 26, but I'm pretty sure he's not old.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 5. He had his daughter very young.
Oh, okay.
So, Dasha, you do find a whole heap of these clovers that you eat that allows you to communicate with another creature.
Yes.
Lucky.
You find you find 6 3-leaf clovers that are minty, and they can allow you to telepathically communicate up to 100 feet away if someone else eats a clover. Lasts for
Wow.
it lasts for an hour, I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna save them for a special
Yeah.
moment later when
He's
we're
actually 28.
needing to communicate with each other. But
It's 100 feet, and it's for an hour, so choose wisely. Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so you head off
How long am I old for?
I will actually request from the Chorids
one day.
that I will request from the Chorids that that they get Phenia and bring her to Motherhorn safely.
They
If
will
they
do that.
can.
Yeah, that's
So that
acceptable. Reunited with
worst-
her mother.
Yeah, worst case that they can at least spend some time together before we fail and she dies.
Gotcha.
And I'll take a third of one more bottle back since Boomy is old now. He gets to reap the benefits of old age, which is alcohol.
Fair enough.
When do I pay taxes? Like this walking around.
You're 18. You should already be paying taxes. Have you not been paying taxes?
What are taxes?
All right.
Give me a quarter of your sandwich. That's taxes.
You say your farewells. You talk about taxes and food, and you head off in the balloon. The hut is rather spacious. You've been in it before. It's got enough room to walk around, a floor space of 15 by 15 feet. It's got a little back room area, so it's like a small little traveling hut. that you can move around in. Any expensive item, the Darklings would have removed, so they don't lose that value. But it's just some odds and ends, some weird little trinkets in there. When you get into the balloon, you have your long rest. Charme is going to guide the way, lead you to the palace. Take your long rest, roll your hit dice, and as you do that, I'll describe what you see when you get there.
I'm gonna cast some healing spells then, I guess, if we're just gonna... I'd gain them all back, right? With the long rest?
Yeah, you gain them back.
Does anyone need specific healing?
I was actually good. I don't think I need.
I literally took no damage.
Okay.
I do. So two things before our rest. I would have attuned to the ring to at the very least find out what it does. And then I also wanted to cast Ascending spell. I have 1/3 level spell slot left, so I wanted to do that before we take our rest.
I just put the item in the chat. It is the Ring of Shooting Stars.
Ring of Shooting Stars.
Yep.
I have heard of that.
You can
before.
expend a bunch of charges. It's got 6. It can cast Fairy Fire for 1 or 2 to create a 3-foot diameter sphere of lightning. The more spheres you create, the less powerful each sphere is individually. And you can see the numbers down below. So if you created 4 spheres, they do 2d4 damage. 1 sphere does 4d12. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah. So it. Oh, but it's within it's like it's a radius around the sphere. That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool for it.
Well, it sheds light in a radius, but within the sphere's spot, it does that much damage.
It says when a creature other than you comes within 5 feet of a sphere, the sphere discharges lightning at that creature.
Yeah.
And disappears. So that would be like a 5-foot radius.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. It could be. Yeah. But I mean, yes. When it doesn't have like a blast or anything like that. I guess it is sort of, though, a radius. But yeah. 1 person. That's
really cool because that would be really good for area of control for controlling a battlefield. I mean, this is a lovely ring. Do any of you want it? I have my harp. I don't know.
Oh man, I've given you so many magic items this game.
I don't know if these effects appeal to anyone. It does look like to create these spheres that it would be like you have to concentrate quite hard on it. So I don't know if that's a turn off for you. You can also looks like just throw little bits of fire as well. At people, and a little exploding fire. So does anyone want it?
If you don't feel like you have like a dedicated action every turn, it might not be bad. I don't know. I feel like Randall, maybe that is not bad for you. I mean, you do have a lot of spells.
It's not bad for me. I just have I like the shooting stars would be cool. Having fairy fire would be cool. I wouldn't be able to do much with the ball lightning just because most of the time I have concentration on something.
Gotcha.
But
what about Mike?
I'd be happy to take it, but I also already have a magic item. I don't want to hoard them all.
Mike, what about you? This is something you're interested in?
I mean, every turn I'm going to be shooting my crossbow. It's basically what this character does.
Is that better than this, or does this have scenarios that you could see using these fire or shooting stars? They do a lot of damage if you shoot one.
It's some AoE. So you expend 1 to 3 charges as an action. For every charge you expend, you launch a glowing mote of light from the ring at a point you can see within 60 feet. Each creature within a 15-foot cube originating from that point is showered in sparks, must make a dex save 15 or take 5d4 fire damage. And it has 6 charge. I will say it's low in charges. As for this powerful of an item, it is low in charges, but each charge is quite useful.
Right, and you gain 1d6 back at dawn.
Yeah.
I mean, if nobody wants it, I guess I'll take it.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind. I mean, it really depends on what you want to use.
I think with Mike, if he's using mostly a ranged weapon, this could be an alternative when you don't have the right weapon for the job, or you need something at a different range. This might be decent.
And if you don't have a lot of concentration spells that you use in combat, having the ball lightning up is just free damage and area of control.
Yeah,
for that
true.
Stuff.
Yeah,
that's really like the appealing thing for me, which is why I wouldn't be able to do that very well because I have a lot of concentration.
it's an interesting ring. Yeah.
You want to take it? All right, cool.
All right, so we've got Oscar with the ring.
Very rare.
It's very rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Oscar's got the ring, and you attune to it over this next rest. Is everybody good to go?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to try to do the sending to Siggy's brother.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Sending, although it lets the person respond back, they do not have to, correct?
No, yeah, they don't have to. It does. I think it tells you. I think you know if it was received.
It shows you if it's left on red.
Yeah, like you can be. Yeah, you can be left on red. Yeah, you can send.
Yeah, you can send it.
Yeah,
you send it, and you don't get a response back. What message do you want to send?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I want to ask Siggy, what would you like for me to say to your brother?
Just hold on. We're coming for you.
Right.
P.S. This is your sister Siggy.
I
hope you remember me.
I would include that I was doing this on behalf of you. I'm gonna send it after seeing that Siggy has minor illusion, right?
I think I do, yeah.
So yeah, after seeing what Siggy would show of Rowan, I would send it and just say, "Hello, Rowan. My name is Quentin Queen. I'm sending this because I know your sister. We're coming for you. We're coming to help you."
We're coming
sounds
for
honest.
you.
One word left.
Oh, I thought I had 5 words left.
No.
What?
And then
I was
you
counting.
you said, "I thought," and "I" is the last word. So it says, "We're coming to get you. We're coming to help you. I."
Wait. What? I didn't
said
say I.
25.
Wait.
We have it on videotape. We'll go back to the
We're
box. I'll let
coming
you
to
say your
help
last
you.
thing. Go ahead.
We're coming to help you. Just hold on.
Okay. Just hold on. So we'll refrain from repeating, "We're coming to get you," twice. Gotcha. You send it. You get the sense that it was sent and received, but there's no response back. Which is troubling. I'm sure Siggy does not.
He got it. He said he misses you, and
Oh.
he wants us to come.
Oh boy.
Oh, good. So he's hopefully safe if he can respond. He
What
remembers me. That's good. Okay, I feel so much better. Thank you, Quentin. And she'll give him a hug.
were his exact words again? Maybe that was a clue. Like there's someone, I don't know, with a crossbow to his head.
Why would you say that, Lemon?
I don't know. I'm just saying. People are in
He can
unusual
respond-
Quentin's like,
situations.
why would you say that, Lemon?
He can
Shut up.
respond telepathically. There would be no way for someone with a
Oh, so he
crossbow
doesn't
next
have to
him.
say it out loud like you did?
No. He
Okay.
responds mentally.
Got it. All right. Well, I hope he's all right and he's not dead.
I hope. Why would he be dead if he just said something?
No, I don't know. I'm just... A lot can happen in the next 8 hours.
We got this, Siggy.
Yeah, I'm
We can
sure
do
he's
this.
not...
We know he's alive now.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not dead somewhere.
Lemon,
Seems like
I
he's
need
not,
you to
seems
go
like
take a
he's-
nap somewhere.
You're right, I am pretty tired.
Yes.
All right, I'm just gonna go sleep with Charles. I mean, sleep on Charles. I mean, Charles, hold me. And Charles just stands there like a perch for the sprite to lay on. All right, you're traveling through the clouds, dark mists that envelop the area of Prismere, the domain of Prismere. And as you travel on, you get the sense that something big is coming up. A twilight palace emerges, dreamlike, from the clouds. A great marble tower is ringed by delicate spires and casts a shadow over the rooftops below it. Another tower teeters nearby, torn from its foundations and held aloft by a coiled beanstalk. Monstrous vines cling to the palace walls and choke the promontory of rock which it perches. I have a picture for you to see. There we go. Look at that. And on the artwork, they even take out in the art what the caption was down below. There's like a caption on that little sparkly spot right there. They took it out. Awesome.
This is cool.
So, from the view you have in your balloon, you can gaze across the domain here. You can actually see, I think it says here, you can actually see back and in the distance a tiny little dot of all the domains now that you are here at this central palace. So if you wanted to travel from place to place, you would be able to do it from here easily. And again, you're surveying the surroundings. What do you want to do? You're in the balloon, so you're approaching slowly.
I just want to keep an eye out for anything flying towards us.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I want to keep an eye out for the ornithopter specifically, of like if it's flying, but also if it's parked anywhere.
Gotcha.
I'm looking for the dragon creature, whatever it actually is. 14 for me for perception.
And a cool
Gotcha.
2 for me.
2 doesn't get you much, but the 14... Everything seems pretty calm, pretty peaceful here, Siggy. Off in the distance, you can see birds, which is strange because you haven't seen any real, like, wildlife in a while. But yeah, you can see birds. They seem to be flying from the canopy of the forest down below. It's pretty thick, wooded area surrounding the palace, almost like an enchanted forest.
Okay. I'll continue to keep an eye out as we get closer.
All right, so as you approach and you start to descend, the balloon's coming down to perhaps a landing spot. You're still a few hundred feet in the air. Hundreds of birds burst from the canopy that you saw down below, from the ancient forest, and scatter in all directions. Moments later, a much more fearsome creature erupts from the woods. A sinewy, pale green dragon takes to the sky and flies toward the palace, and hence your balloon. Its mighty wings carry it to great heights. Once above the balloon and the palace, it drops like a stone and vanishes from sight behind the palace's wall. So it flies high overhead and then lands below. It's hard to tell exactly what it looked like, but it was clearly green, and it was moving at such tremendous speeds that your balloon was no match for it. In fact, you kind of get gusted around by the blown about as the balloon comes to an unsteady landing. Everyone needs to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Jeez.
I got a 12.
12,
13.
13.
Hey.
You do not need to give me one, Dasha. Sorry, you can fly.
I rolled a 16.
Oh, you should have rolled a 15. It would have been perfect.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, it was so close. We'll roll for Charles,
Almost,
Oscar.
almost had a straight.
Let's see if, yeah, I guess Charles could potentially get it.
Get that 15, Charles.
Hold on one
Get
second.
to 15, we instantly win the campaign.
Charles. Charles.
Dragon dies.
Charles. Charles.
Charles. Charles.
Charles. Let's go.
Charles got 15.
Oh!
Zabilda's back! All the hags are dead! The dragon's now our pet!
Best moment in the entire channel's history. Charles makes a 15 dexterity
Look
save.
at that. Perfect. It's like a straight, man.
Wow. What a roll. Great job. And yeah, you know what? The balloon, unsteady, uneasy, Charme guides it down and settles in this garden area. She says, "All right, get out quick. I want to get out of here before that dragon comes back."
What do you mean, get out of here?
I guided you here.
Yes.
I've done my job.
You were supposed to help us with the League. We're going to get
You
rid of
were
them
supposed
for
to
you.
deal. You were
This is our
supposed to.
ride out. How are we going to leave if our ride leaves?
You're telling me that when you restore order to this domain, that the patron Zabilda will not let you go somewhere?
And what if we need to leave before then? What if something happens?
I listen to me. I will stay until that thing comes near again. I'm leaving this balloon. If it wants to decimate this hut, it can do so. I'm running into the forest.
What you all think? We did make a deal with Charm.
Siggy is neutral on this one.
Well, the real question is, do you want her to stay or do you want her to return the balloon? If she stays and this thing is destroyed, then you know, I don't know how much you care about breaking your rules or your deals with Charm, but that's what you promised her, that it would come back in one piece.
No.
She says, well,
Do all of you want Charmaine with us?
I think you could be helpful to our mission. It's always helpful to have an extra person who knows
Like
what
I said,
they're doing.
that thing comes here, I'm leaving. Balloon,
So even if you were to
or not.
stay, you would still stay here and not come with us.
well, if you want me to stay in the balloon, ready it to go, then I'd have to stay here.
Well, it was more to make sure that we have an exit, not necessarily that you have to keep it running.
Let's do this. If I go into the palace and I'm spotted by one of the League, then any sort of idea that you had, cover is blown. I'm happy to go in, but I will be recognized
Isn't the goal here
instantly.
to destroy the League,
That's what I want you to do, yes.
right?
But I'm not saying you have to go in guns blazing. You can kill them or dispose of them in however you feel. But
Sure.
but I'm just letting you know, if I go in, I will be a liability. They want to kill me.
Very well. Is there a place that is safe that you could keep this balloon away from the dragon?
She'll look around and she'll kind of survey the area. It's all wooded. She's like, if this damn storm cloud wasn't so massive, I could probably hide the balloon somewhere, but I don't know that I can. I'll do my best. I'll stay in the deep of the forest.
Do you know why this creature hunts here? Can it be bargained with?
Your guess is as good as mine. Would you like to try talking to it?
Well, I've had worse ideas.
I'll stay here. But I'm not risking my life for this balloon.
Is everyone all right with that? If
Mhm.
if this happens, we may run the risk of breaking our deal with Charm.
I say F those darklings.
Let's try our best to hide it as well as we can, and then just hope that it doesn't get discovered.
Yeah, that sounds more reasonable, yeah.
I think that's very reasonable. Thank you, Lemon.
No problem. All right. All set?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Charme will take the balloon and fly it low over the forest and find a deep thicket to park it in. You could communicate with sending, I guess, in theory, right?
Yeah. We also have. I would have given Oscar back the other sending stone.
Yeah, I guess we could give one to Charmaine.
Oh,
in
yeah, you have the
case of
stone.
emergency.
Okay, she'll take the stone then. In an emergency, you can communicate through that.
Yeah. If the dragon comes, we can just say, "All right, put him on the stone. Let's talk to him."
Yeah. All right, so you are in front of what appears to be some sort of a gate. Ivy clings to a set of silvery gates embedded on the palace's outer wall. A luxuriant garden can be seen behind the bars. The gate is a double gate. It is 20 feet tall, and it looks like it is able to be pushed open. There is, however, vegetation. The wall encircling the garden is entirely 40 feet high, so the double gate is smaller than the height of the wall. It's like built into it.
Does it look like is there a lock on it, a padlock or anything?
It does
like
not look locked. Would you like to investigate it?
I'll use my mage hand just to try to open it from a distance.
Yeah, you can open it. You can push it open. It's not hard to open. In fact, it almost opens too easily. The gates are a bit, I'd say, maybe rusted over, but they open without cause for alarm.
I will fly in, and I'll fly up to see what I can spy in and around the garden.
In the garden area, you can get the sense of roses, cowslips, hyacinths, and other flowers that suffuse this vast garden. Ahead is a ring of standing stones that rises above flower beds. Glittering streams divide the garden and connect with a large pond shaded by willows. The garden is silent, save for the sounds of music and voices coming from a colorful pavilion by the front gate. I'm gonna actually, I don't want to switch us to the Roll20 just yet. Let's let this marinate in our minds yet for a little bit.
Do I see anything inside the pavilion?
Yes, so inside the pavilion, you can see that there are figures. They're seated. I'll tell you how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Wow, actually, in total, it's 7 figures. 7 figures inside the pavilion.
These are people or statues?
Figures. Hard to tell without going closer to the pavilion, which is inside a little bit more.
I'll tell the group what I saw.
Yeah. So you're all at the outer gate, and you can probably hear the sounds at this point once you take a step in or so. There are sounds of music and chatter coming from that pavilion to the right.
Could I stealthily try to fly a little bit closer?
Sure.
And see if I can make out any other more concrete
Sure,
shapes?
give me a
Or...
yeah. Go ahead, give me a stealth check.
28.
28, you say, huh? Yeah, you can sneak along. You can fly pretty silently. As you head up towards this pavilion, you can see there's 7 guests in total. One of them is a talking bear. Lounge around a picnic table covered with emerald green cloth and laden with cakes are these 7 guests. There are teapots, teacups, cutlery. 2 of the guests are motionless and silent, but the others are engaged in spirited conversation. At the back of the pavilion, you can hear a string quartet of badger minstrels playing a delicate chamber music.
And are the guests, just one of them is a bear? Are the rest humanoids? Or
Yeah, one of them is a bear. Another is a human farmer. They look like a farmer, wearing farmer's clothes, overalls, and such. Another is I guess you would say, yeah, fancy-looking guest, an elf of some sort of nobility. There's what appears to be a dwarf, or I should say the body of a dwarf. There's no head on this dwarf. You see the brown bear, of course, I mentioned that. And then you can also see a female human, also looking of nobility. This creature has a quill and like a scroll of parchment that seems to be writing on. There are 2 other guests that don't move. One of them
Wait,
looks
the
like
headless dwarf is moving?
yes, and carrying on conversation. It seems. You can't tell where the voice of it is coming from, but it is carrying on a conversation. And then there are 2 other creatures, frozen. They are not moving. Not frozen with cold, they're just not moving. One of them looks to be a halfling, and the other a orc.
Are they the same kind of not moving as Bobby was?
No.
Like petrified or?
Nope, they are not petrified. They are not made of stone. They are just simply not moving.
Okay. I will fly back and report. So there's a weird party going on, and there's a headless dwarf that's talking, and a bear, and a couple of very motionless people, and a couple of elves. It's very strange. I don't understand what's going on.
That is odd.
I don't know if we should try to sneak by or talk to them. They don't seem angry or evil, but there's a headless dwarf that is talking, and I don't like that.
But don't forget that there is some shady things going on here. There must be some sort of powerful curse going on after all of Zybilna has been removed from the picture. Perhaps it ties into that.
Very true.
And I omitted one piece of information, Dasha. There's a pumpkin that is moving around of its own accord, and it is trying to eat various foods at the table.
Is it succeeding?
Sometimes, but it looks as though it looks as though the farmer is trying to stop it from devouring various livestock, like chickens and hens, and sometimes even the badger minstrels.
Wait, there's live chickens on the table?
They seem to be roaming around the pavilion.
Oh, wow. Very strange.
That's what I forgot to add there.
I'm getting a lot of Alice in Wonderland vibes, but like even creepier than the Mad Hatter.
I wonder
Steve
why.
Murphy.
Yeah.
Very like Mad Hatter's weird. This is even worse.
A lot going on here. Big party in the pavilion. Like it's a big gazebo, and it's just this tea party going on.
Honestly, I mean, if these are just guests, then perhaps we could be guests as well.
There is a lot of food there. Lots of
Yes.
snacks.
And it looks like they're having a grand old time. Perhaps they have some information on what's going on.
That's a good point.
We also have the Witchlight Monarch, which, at the very least, introducing him as such, would tell us a little bit about who we're dealing with, if they are from the material plane, other planes, or here.
Want to approach? Friendly? Arms open?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if Oscar and Boomy are also okay with that.
Boomy, Oscar, you good?
Yeah, I have
Mhm.
no
Yep.
complaint.
All right, so you approach the pavilion, and I'd say the first creature to notice you would probably be. Well, it's definitely not going to be the dwarf. Actually, no, the dwarf might. The dwarf probably turns his body and looks and starts stomping his feet. And all the creatures turn and look and see what the dwarf has noticed. And you can see the farmer. He goes, "Ah, damn Yamzu, come back here!" And he's chasing after the pumpkin, who's chasing a chicken. And he's trying to grab the pumpkin by the stem, and the pumpkin's like snarling, like. And then you see the bear look over, and the bear is like, "Oh, hello! We've got some new guests. Please come have some tea with us."
Thank you. That would be lovely. And please allow me to introduce. We are not just guests, but a royal court of such. The Witchlight Monarch, Boomy. And I will give a bow to Boomy and keep an eye on everyone around to see if they also bow.
Yeah, they look upon you all, but none of them bow. They're all like, "Wonderful! A monarch." This elf stands up and, in a polite way, he'll bow, but not out of requirement. "Lord Eld," he introduces himself. "I'm from the world of Oerth. Where are you all from?"
We are from the material plane, some of us. Some of us from other parts of the Feywild, and here, there, hither.
The woman who's scribing with a quill, you realize, is actually not writing on her own. The quill is animated and is scrawling out things on the paper that the woman is saying. She's kind of whispering them to the quill, and then she looks up and she goes, "Wonderful. New guests. Come on, Dictado. Hurry up now." And she keeps mouthing words, and the quill is just like furiously scribing.
Pardon me. Is your quill's name Dictado?
That's correct. Dictado, continue working. Ignore this one. The quill's like, zip, whoop, whoop, and it goes back down and starts scribing again.
You know, that's actually quite interesting magic. Is it your own enchantment or someone else's?
You can see her place at the table is piled with all different scrolls and papers, different parchments. And she goes, "Oh, he's been passed down in my family. I'm trying to break the terms of an arranged marriage, so I'm having him scribe for me."
And
Arranged marriage to who?
Oh, it was just a terrible idea. My family, a friend of the family, nothing to worry about. But yes, that's of course why I'm here.
trying to break that arrangement.
Well, yes, I'm hoping that Zabilna will grant my wish. But I want it to be very specific and precise, so I've had Dictado here making the arrangements.
How long do you plan on this wish being? That's a lot of paper.
Yes, well, There's a lot of things that would be owed to me in this.
Sure.
And how long ago did you come here to await Zabilna?
She says, "Oh, I completely lost track of the time. Does anyone else know how long we've been here? I assume a few hours at least." And the bear goes, "I feel like I've been here for a long time."
And what are you here for?
The bear?
Yes.
"Oh, name's Bodger. I've had a curse put on me. I'm a druid."
Your
Nasty.
name is Bodger, but you're a bear.
"No, I'm a druid. Nasty
No, I know,
river
but
spirit sent." "Oh. Bodger. Yes, I'm a bear in bear form, but I'm a druid. River spirit did this to me."
River spirit. And you also came here to have this curse lifted.
"Yes, I'm looking to get back to my form. Hopefully Zabilna will help me." The dwarf goes, taps his foot on the floor a few times in a pattern.
Is this how he communicates?
"We don't know, but I think he wants to ask Zabilna for a wish," Bodger says.
I wonder how he's going to go about that.
Sumai, the farmer, introduces himself. "I'm Sumai, and this here is Yamzu." And the pumpkin's like, he's about to bite whoever's closest to him. Probably Boomy. Goes to try to snap at you.
Oh, can I like step back in time?
Yeah, you can step back. Yeah, it doesn't get you. It just snaps at you. And he goes, maybe one of you two could help us, or you four, you five, could help us. We've been arguing back and forth. Tell me, all right? And I'm not gonna tell you who believes what here. But you two look like you know your desserts. And he points to Siggy and Boomy.
Well, you've asked the right people.
Yes.
How much you know about clotted cream?
I know clotted cream.
All
I
right,
like
good.
Clotted cream.
Good. Should clotted cream be applied to the scone after or before jam?
Before, of course.
The pumpkin's like,
That's
and the
easy.
bear is like, before. See, I told you. And Sumai's like, ridiculous. After. Always after.
That's ridiculous. And I say that, including that you're carrying a pumpkin that looks like a dog.
I don't like the tone you got there, sir.
I'm just
No-
saying.
no tone.
I think that your pumpkin is lovely, but the idea of putting jam before clotted cream on a scone is absolutely ridiculous.
No, you want to cover the jam so it's got like a puffy, beauty to
You
it.
won't get an even spread. You got to spread that clotted cream on first. Let
I
it
spread
settle
it
for a
just
moment.
fine if you don't mind. And then the pumpkin gets loose and starts chasing one of the chickens again.
When you arrived, however long ago you arrived, was this all just set up here for you? Did somebody greet you and tell you to wait here? How do you know when it's your turn to talk to Zabilna?
That's a great point. The Lord Eld politely steps in. He says, and you can actually see him now that you're closer. His skin does look like a gray, shady, ashy color. And he
Is he
says,
missing a hand?
no, he's not missing a hand. No, it's funny though, actually, is enough, yeah. No, he says, actually, back on my home world, I had some sort of a curse put on me. In fact, I transformed to this. I don't know what exactly did it, but one day I go down into the family crypt and now I come out like this. I need something done. We came here and we were told to wait.
By who?
That's a good question. Something that I'm sure would be easy to find. Yes, actually. Yes. He says, there are these 3 lovely ladies who have talked to us before. They've told us to wait here.
Do you know their
Yes,
names?
Bodger. Yes, those 3 lovely ladies. Yes, they told us to wait for Zabilna. She's very busy.
What are the lovely ladies dressed in? What do they look like?
I don't know, but they were very kind. They each looked different. I would say that they looked like sweet old grandmothers. One by the name of Sweetness, another Kindness, and Charity.
I don't
Can't remember which was which, Lord Eld says. The dwarf
So he's
starts
gonna-
the dwarf is like pounding his feet on the ground.
Well, does anyone know the dwarf's name?
Wait,
No?
hang on. For me to telepathically communicate with someone with the clover, just I have to eat it, right?
No, they have to eat it.
Just
Does
rub
he
it into the
have
next stone.
a throat that I could shove it down?
He does. Yeah.
Oh
he does have a
God!
throat.
oh no!
Ugh.
Oh, Tasha.
He seems like he wants to tell us something.
Well, he has hands, right?
Yeah?
He can write.
Oh, that's smart.
He-
Let's give him some
He
pens.
also is. He also is trying to like communicate through like Morse code. It sounds like.
And he's like,
Which-
he stomps twice when you say that.
He's not.
Wait, stump once if you want to write us a message.
Twice.
So you don't want us to write you a message? Or the other way around, you don't want to write us a message?
He's confused. His foot starts to tap.
Can I? Can I
You want
roll
to
to see if I
dance a jig?
know Morse code?
You get the sense after studying him for a bit. 1 stomp is no. 2 stomps is yes.
Oh, so he does want to write us a message. Okay.
So when Siggy said stomp once if you want to write a message.
Oh, is that
and
what
he
she said?
stopped-
I thought you said,
Yeah.
do you want to write us a message? Sorry. That was my fault then. I just heard you say, do you want to write us a message?
No, I said if you want to write us a message, stomp
Gotcha,
once,
gotcha.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So he did want to write us a message.
That's why I'm so confused.
Okay. Okay. Oh, can we steal some parchment and a quill from? I guess maybe
Maja-
one of us has a quill
Majera de Valzi.
from Majera.
She
Majera,
says,
can
I
we-
guess I could.
Halsey, would we be able to not dictate or dictato, but
It's
could we borrow-
Dictado.
Apologies. Dictado. But just a quill and some parchment. A little bit of ink, perhaps.
I guess I could spare a small square. She
Here, if
rips
you want-
off.
Do you have a glass that you've been drinking from?
She does. She has a glass, yeah.
Here. Let me let me refill. Here, and I will take the fine elven wine that we have.
Sure.
And fill her glass.
Lord Eld is like,
Lovely
oh,
wine.
I would love to have a glass of my own.
Is this not your glass?
No, Lord Eld, he butts in. He's like, I'd love to have one as well. Majera looks at him and she's like, really? I'm about to get a glass of wine of my own?
I am having. I did offer to the lady. So perhaps in time, my lord.
Meanwhile, these badger minstrels are playing away.
And does she offer the quill and parchment?
Yeah, she'll give you a small post-it note size.
Just gave you high-end wine. This ain't no $2 chuck bullshit.
All right, she'll give you a slightly bigger page, 8.5 by 11.
And then I will hand that to Stumpy.
The dwarf reaches out, fumbling for whatever quill you put out there. He grabs it. He's holding it upside down. He starts to write on the table. But again, no ink's coming out because it's upside down.
I'm going to just grab his hand, fix the quill.
Mm.
I'm going to hold it at the top of the paper and say, the quill is at the top left of the paper. Write as if you are holding a quill at the top left of paper.
He starts writing.
I will tell you when you hit the right edge so that you can go down to the next line.
His name is Obal Ob. OBB is his last name. He says that he hails from O-Earth, searching for his missing head, which was stolen from him. The magic that deprived him of his head has left him blinded, but he can still hear.
Figure that out.
And he says to you that it's clear that they've been here quite some time, longer than they all perceive, and that they've been waiting for Zybilna. They've also been warned not to go in by those 3 women.
So he seems to be the only one that's aware that they've been waiting for a lot longer than they actually have.
He stomps twice.
Interesting. Is there anything
And he
that
writes,
is,
he'll write, "You can't fool a dwarf."
or perhaps you just can't see what is fooling them?
Perhaps. He doesn't stomp.
That's
Sorry.
offensive. That's offensive.
Yeah,
doesn't stop.
Sorry to hurt your confidence. I know you're already a bit low right now, but just saying, we are here to help. Hopefully, we can help.
If he had a head, it would hang low at this point.
It's all right. Chin up.
So, these people continue on to their tea party. What do you do?
Shall we tell them the truth? Siggy will whisper to the party. Maybe they can help us if they know they've been deceived.
Wait, they're all drinking and eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all drinking and eating, right, Bob?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's it.
Well, yeah, the
Maybe-
dwarf can't eat.
Yeah, dwarf can't eat. So maybe whatever they left for him is like I keep thinking back to that like episode of True Blood where like they're like in the Feywild and they like eat the like weird apples and like that like makes them think that they've been there for like 10 minutes and they've been there for like 40 years.
Maybe your
True
wine
Blood.
will sober them up.
Maybe. Well, I don't know if we want. Maybe if you'd like to tell them, I don't know if they're going to be able to help us.
So let me, while you're thinking about this, let me give you a couple of things in this vast garden that you could potentially look at. So you walked into the gate, you saw the sights and the sounds and the smells of the garden. To the right, there was a pavilion where these people are having a tea party. Straight ahead, a bit further, are those standing stones. There's small little rivers, but one seems to be like one larger body of water to the right, and further ahead, much closer to the palace. And then, straight ahead, but hundreds of feet ahead, are what appears to be some sort of like entrance to the palace door. You can even see it in the picture here ahead of you. So you actually, a lot of these things that I described are actually in the picture. You can see the standing stones, you can see a fountain, and ahead you can see staircases to the left and right heading up to the palace proper. I think it's 11, so we'll probably say maybe you can tell us where you might want to go next. Do you want to stray towards a certain area or the palace, or you tell me, but then next week we'll pick up from that location.
I might want to fly up the palace and look into some windows.
That's a good idea, Siggy. Sure, we could do that. Do you want to all go close to the palace, or do you want to wait for Siggy, or?
You wanted to go up to the palace window, like fly up?
Yeah, she wants to fly
Yeah.
up.
I guess I would try to follow in a safe position, not getting so close that I could alert somebody, but just so that maybe I could keep a visual on Siggy.
So does the group want to go together through the garden, closer to the stairs, and then have Siggy go and you kind of watch her from the stairs?
Yeah, I'd want to be close to Ziggy, so in case something happens, we can
Yeah.
jump in.
In case a dragon comes out of the sky and eats you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do this. We'll pause here. Next week, when we come back, we'll get to the front of the palace and see what's in the palace windows.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Cool, cool,
But until then, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you get notified when we go live, because we are going to have a whole slew of videos on this week. We've got tomorrow, Spelljammer, Light as Rix's CJ's game. That's tomorrow at 8:30. And on Friday, I've got a really cool special adventure coming up. It's... Oh, and Dasha, you're on that one.
I am.
Oh, exciting. It's
Yeah.
the last of the scheduled Radiant Citadel ones that I had. We planned out like half of them when the book came out. And so we had to push one of them back a bit, but it's tomorrow. Friday.
Friday.
And we have a special guest. We have Opal from Flute Salute, another YouTube channel here. You might know Jordan from Flute Salute. He's been on the channel before. But his wife Opal is going to be coming on and playing in one of the Radiant Citadel adventures. We've also got Michelle and Andrew returning to play in that with them. So it should be a great time. Make sure you check in. That's going to start at 8 o'clock, just a little bit earlier than normal. But this is a big week, so tune in. And say goodbye, everybody. We'll see you on the tabletop.
Bye,
everyone.
Bye, everyone. Good
See
night.
ya.